Well, I'm here with Mark. The 2-year-olds, I want to run through the 2-year-olds real quick. This will likely be one of the last weeks before there are changes in the 2-year-olds. Some of them coming back in from all of them coming back in from the field. There's still quite a few of them out in the field just yet. It is, December 10th? Mm-hmm. We start bringing them in this week. I'm gone away next week, so I suspect the week after that we'll start bringing everybody in. So we will start with Affection. She will come back in. Most of this all the same for you guys. So we'll tentatively call it the 20th because that's when I am back. I'm back the 21st. So we'll tentatively call it the 21st that all these babies will come back that aren't back yet, except for the ones coming back on Christmas and then the start of the new year, like the Christmas horses, which would be Arson, will come back somewhere between Christmas and New Year's Day. So 2 dates as of right now, the 21st and around New Year's. Affection should be on the 21st. Arson will be the start of the new year, so around the last week of December. Blanton's Blue is back in now, jogging good. He's filled out very, very nicely. He hasn't got much higher, but really filled out. You drove him, eh? The Blanton's Blue horse a couple of times, I think. Yeah. He was a real scrawny little bugger last year.
Yeah. I think he run, remember, at Monticello off the gate.
He did,
and
yeah. He's better now. I won his last start with him in 2-1, pretty handy, but that was like a maiden. And then shut him down. He's back in now. He looks better.
Yeah, he needed to just fill out.
He's at least put on 120 pounds.
I think I drove him again at Yonkers, and he was like third. Yeah. He wasn't trotting good.
No, he wasn't towards the end of the year. Born to Dance will come back in on the 21st. Did not know is shut down right now. Started her back up in Ontario, and she developed a little line in her knee on the other side. So she'll probably be back in the pool. I think she'll be in the pool around Christmas time. Don't Talk About Bruno will come back in. This is an Ontario one. This is a little trickier.
Bruno.
That's what it was named after. That's Crantini's brother.
Oh, it is. Did
you see I bought him back?
No, I didn't.
I traded 2 horses for Crantini. He was no good for 8 weeks. His first start the other day, he went in 57 at the Meadows.
Crantini.
Yep. So Don't Talk About Bruno will come back in. If he isn't in now, he'll be in. His return is imminent. If he's not in now, Drebin is back in and jogging. I can't wait to see this guy this year. Easy in the Turns is racing. I told everybody, a couple of people asked me what was going on with that filly. First start, there was no one at the track that could scope her, so we were going with the idea that the track was horrible, and so you have to understand what took place the second time. So raced her first start, she was third, 2-5. She was just an okay filly. Second start, she was terrible, but it was pouring rain all night. It was just a bad day. So we just kind of chalked it up to a bad start. What had happened, I would imagine, is she bled that night. Raced her back the third start, and she showed quite a bit of blood in her throat. So that compounds, right? So put her on Sulfa, put her on the Lasix program. She'll start next Sunday. First start Lasix program. Electric Line was 9th the other night. I voiced my opinion about Electric Line. I wasn't very pleased with the way that everything went down, but at least he got a flat line. We'll see how he races next week before we start jumping to conclusions. Flash Fly will come back in. If he wants to push her to the next load, that New Year's load, I'm okay with that also. This is another green shoe filly, sister to Fashion Wood Chopper.
Oh, I
don't know if you drove her last year.
I just drove the one green shoe that was third.
Insider Trading.
Insider
she was
Trading.
Their best one, yeah. This filly was a nice filly too. She needed to grow up and fill out, so I'm excited to see what she looks like when she comes back. George of the Jungle had that. I told everybody he had a big splint on the inside, and it was starting to bother him a little bit. So the vet actually wanted to X-ray. I'm glad the vet did speak up and wanted to X-ray him. It was actually a broken splint bone. Like that had calcified, it looked like just a nasty splint. Yeah. So they took it out. We took him to the clinic and took that out. He'll be back going in a week or so.
Up high under the knee.
It was literally halfway up on the left hind. It was weird. So he'll be back going soon. Great Beth will come back in again. Imminent, he'll come back in. Gypsy Hill, he'll be on the first load back in. Hallie in the Clouds is training now. I believe the idea was to go in 2.8 or 2.10 with her this week at Mohawk. I did not get an update from Dominic because he was supposed to go Thursday, but with inclement weather, I believe, for whatever reason, Mohawk closed training for Thursday. I believe they were taking them today or yesterday. They won't let them in. Yesterday, maybe. I just got to talk to Dominic about her, but I know that she's been around 2.10 and is close to to racing. I'm Fancy Like is she'll come back in soon. She'll be on the first load. Insider Trading will also be on the first load. I believe she looks great now. That's the one that you were talking about. You had driven. She actually is a very nice filly. Reminds me a lot of the one I went with today. The one that was crazy at the start. I told you what happened to her.
No.
The apron was
Oh
up.
yeah, the apron.
And the hobbles were over the apron.
See, what we do is we cut holes.
Yeah,
and push
but
it
I
to-
just dropped the apron
I know,
down.
yeah.
But the apron was zip tied up because
I hate
obviously
that.
somebody had kicked.
So the hobbles were right up.
Yeah,
on
they were
the
right up
test.
underneath
Yeah,
their ass
they
cheeks,
can't,
and
yeah.
she.
I seen
I'm
it.
surprised because she would kick. She kicked when we first broke her.
Right.
She was wild when I went on the track.
I saw
But
it.
once we got her, I thought she
settle.
was on
She-
tilt for the whole day.
She did
But once you got
settle.
her on a helmet, she was
Yeah,
quiet.
I was impressive.
She
'Cause
can
it's hard
fly.
to get a
No.
trotting filly to settle like when they
She's
get
a
rattled.
very smart
Sometimes
filly.
you just gotta just say it's a bad day. And quit.
Yeah.
And she settled.
She's a very, very smart
Ray's
filly.
got 2 green shoes. That he's been in 25 of them. They're turned out. I
wow.
mean, they couldn't. I mean, they're just.
That
they're
filly
nice
there has
horses.
just been. She's been nice.
Yeah,
since,
she looks like she's quick, yeah.
very fast and never gets tired.
Yeah,
ever.
she's yeah. I mean, I know last year it wasn't his greatest year, but I don't. The ones I've seen, I like.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
We'll see.
Well, I hope they're good because we have 2 of our mares about to have green shoe foals.
Well, I mean, I just
Globetrotting was probably one of the best mares we ever had before
Yeah,
before Punch, and
Yeah, you're
and-
not gonna get another one. Like,
no, but that filly there is in folded green shoe. So anyway, International Spy, I believe, was supposed to go around 2.7 again this week. So he's again, take it for what it is. Yes, I could have called Dominic and I could have got this. I apologize, but he would have told me if there was anything wrong, and I certainly haven't heard anything in that regard. So they should be around 2.7. These horses getting ready. 3rd and 6, Irresistible Sun. We'll talk about 3rd and 6 in a minute. International Spy. Irresistible Sun will be coming back in the first load also. J-Port Beach Boy, again, he'll probably be in the second one. Again, all of them will be in by Christmas time, and it's definitely in Ontario. Lonely Lakewood will be coming in. Very interested to see how this colt looks training back this year. I liked his attitude last year. He just was physically a little more immature than I would have liked to see, but we'll get that squared away this year. Lover's Play. So this filly, she almost died last year, and she had got her leg caught in the stall, and she made an awful mess of herself. And I never thought she'd race again. She's back going now, jogging, and looks sound. I can't believe it. Mick Paisley will come back in again around Christmas. Mel Gibbs want to be closer to the end of the year. Mounds for All, same thing, end of the year. No Chance in Hill has been in 2:15, 2:18, I think, at a 1.5 mile speed. So he's getting closer to getting to the races. Oh Snap You, same thing. I was in 16 with her. Then she was a little naughty on that left front for about 3 or 4 days. So I think we probably just need to have the vet inject that knee just to help. But same thing we did with Absolute Euphoria last year when she was coming back from this exact same thing. Just a line in their knee. It's healed up now. They're training back down. But every so often you see this little pinch. Paycheck Princess is going well in Ontario. I suspect she'll start training soon. Peck Pocket will come back in. I guess I'll bring him back. He's in Kentucky. I'll bring him in the first of the year. Prince Charmer will come back in soon. He'll be on the first load. Pull the Shoes is back in now. She looks great. Again, didn't get taller, but filled out quite a bit and looks very, very great. Very, very good. So great job by Schaefer Farms putting the weight on the horses. They look very, very good. Punch the Clock, getting ever so close to, I told Mark, I had secured a breeding to Walner for Punch the Clock. As her racing career slows or is unsure, I'm trying to get closer to solidifying a breeding to Walner for her. I'm not closer. I have it secured. So it's not an easy thing, but it's something we have to deal with. And totally different situation than anything we've ever been through before. Myself, maybe somebody out there is similar, but I've never personally gone through anything like this. A horse of this caliber, and obviously you're very familiar with the situation.
Yeah.
It isn't that she can't make it back from the issue she had last year. The problem is that I'm skeptical that she can make it back to the top level and then stay there all summer racing against those horses. And when you judge that against what a baby in her belly would be worth, both her and the baby, or just the baby, it's almost a waste to chase that racing opportunity. And that's what I'm trying to explain to everybody, is that she's worth so much as a broodmare. You're literally throwing money away, chasing money that you might not get.
Well, you're wasting time.
That's the easiest way, the simplest way to explain it. You're wasting time.
You're not for what she can produce.
100%.
And for what she can make.
Yeah.
The risk reward of her injuring herself or not being
And
able
that's
to get
exactly
because
where
she's
I'm at.
injured is just stupid. She's worth too much.
She's clearly feeling good. You saw her before we left the barn.
Anthony, the first foal out of the her half sister.
I'm well
check
aware.
Out Trixie.
I know. I'm well aware.
Well, that was Instagram model.
Yeah.
The first foal, 375,000.
Yep.
It's you know, it's hard to.
Yep.
It's a lot of money.
So punch the clock. That's where we're at with her. As her racing career kind of walks back a little bit, her breeding career is coming forward. I have secured that breeding, and it's just different. It's different than anything we've ever gone through. Purple People Eater looks great. Again, another great job by the Schaefers. Ready for landing's been in 15. Probably one of the highly anticipated horses to start as a sophomore is, in my mind anyway, because I have a pretty good idea how everybody's going to be. The anticipation is mounting on Ready for Landing, so I can't wait to see how this plays out. Really Don't Care will come back in she'll be towards the end of the year. Rito's Lady, trying to get her squared away. We got to do a little vet work on her. Actually, might have been done yesterday. Gonna make a shoeing change on her on Monday also. I gotta write that down. A shoeing change on her also on Monday. And do we go again Wednesday, or do we school her? We might school her on Wednesday, actually. Royal Emeralds is going to go to Megan, actually, when she comes back, whenever that might be. Seasons of Love is training down, getting closer by the day also. Dominic said she's going well, so I'm happy to hear that. Sedona Hill will come back in soon. Sunset Acres Girl, no change with her. She's a Michigan bred. She made $65,000 in Michigan last year.
The program's not bad, though.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're not really competitive, so I can't get her ready before. I told everybody 120 days before her first stake race is when she's going to come in. No point. If it's July, then I'm just going to bring her back in March. There's no point in going back in any earlier. Sweeney will come back in soon. I just talked to Mark Adams yesterday about sending JK Victory out to Winterwood and bringing in Sweeney, so that's the plan there. 3rd and 6, as I said a minute ago, he will be training. His qualifying shouldn't be too far away, actually. He's been in 2.8. He wanted to go back in 2.5 or 2.6, 2.7, something like that this week. We'll see how that went. I don't know yet. Time is on my side. Is training down well. Probably a few weeks, I think. We've been training him pretty hard at 1.5 miles. Now Eric went with him his last 2 times and said he was very good. So we'll see how he does this week. Vaquero Blue Chip will start training probably in the next week or so. We'll start training him. Victory Blue Chip is in Ontario, jogging and training down, where he'll stay for now. Watch Your Mouth will stay out in the field probably till the first of the year. Widespread Panic is due to come back in. I talked to Shauna at the Tournament Farm in Ontario 2 days ago. She said, I'd like another couple of weeks to get some more weight on Widespread Panic. He's just a big, growthy, tall colt, so it's hard to put a lot of weight on him. So we'll give her the time. And Winter Bells is going to be coming back in around Christmas time. Those are all your 2-year-olds. I'm going to do a little something different today. Mark's going to help me. We're going to grade all the 2-year-olds from my standpoint and his standpoint. We're going to come up with a grading system. And I still got to talk to Scotty, do my opening. And I want to... talk about how all the horses went today. So I'll be back in a minute. Mark and I are going to grade all 45 over here. I can tell you right now, of the horses in Ontario, I was pretty happy with everybody. They're just starting out, so it's not unfair to grade them. These guys This was a little more trained today. I know that you guys didn't know how fast we were going. We went
Wow.
255 with almost every horse today.
I figured you were going 8s in about 20 seconds.
Yeah.
With,
yeah.
You know,
Mile-
for about a half
Yeah.
at least. You know,
Yeah.
they're kind of jog speed. But
Yep.
I said to Michael, they're probably going up like a.
One set went in
3 laps.
253.
So
The
you're
rest of
going-
them all
yeah.
went in 255, 257, somewhere around there. So
Coming
pretty good.
halves in 20,
One,
probably.
we have 45 horses on the property, and they were all on the track today. And every single one of them, yeah, some of them made breaks or stuff, but the ones that actually
Pretty
let
good.
me down today, like Grand Slam Dio on the last set that Scotty went with,
Yeah.
that's my favorite filly from
Yeah, that's
Kentucky.
up your
She's
game,
already
yeah.
been in 255 or so. She looks great. I don't know what get into her today. I know what get into Foxy Seaside today. She had a big hobble burn that was bothering her. That was the pacer that Amy went with that cantered a little bit
yeah.
earlier on.
Yeah.
She can fly, but she had a big hobble burn that was bothering
Well,
her.
Amy
today.
quarter moved her 5 times.
Well, I told her, I said, next time she hits the pace, just let her
Keep her
pace
moving.
forward.
Keep her moving.
And the first time she did, the second time, then she got her moving, and then I saw she ended up cantering after that. But I think the hobble burn was just bothering her.
Yeah,
Anyway, back in a second. We're going to talk about all the babies in just a second.